How I made $72,000 last month as a bookkeeper. My name is Zach Pasquarello. I own Harrisburg Bookkeeping, and I've been doing this for 4 years. Last month, I made $72,000 just bookkeeping. Not last year, not this year, last month. September 2024, I made $72,000. It feels pretty nice to say that. I haven't told anybody else that before. This is my first time telling anybody. It's kind of weird. You can't really tell your friends that you made $72,000 last month because, one, some people might not believe you. Two, it's going to make some people upset. Three, it just sounds crazy. I never in a million years thought that I'd be doing this. Let me break it down for you. Let me tell you how I did it. So I have about 80 clients. They pay me about $35,000 per month. These are recurring clients. What's one of the best things about having a bookkeeping business? Monthly recurring revenue, 80 clients. But that's only half of it. I got 9 cleanup projects. 9 cleanup projects. That's insane. That's the most I've ever done. And it's not surprising because of the October 15th extension tax deadline. So people who went on extension for their 2023 taxes, they were due October 15th. So people were scrambling in September to get their bookkeeping done because, of course, they waited 18 months to get their 2023 bookkeeping done. So out of those 9 cleanup projects, they ranged from $1,000 to $7,000. So those 9 cleanup projects are what got me that extra $37,000 last month. Now, I will tell you, it did not come without a cost. I was insanely stressed out. I did not sleep very much. I did not get to spend a ton of time with my family. I spent time with my family, but not as much time as I would have liked. I'm sure my health suffered, my fitness suffered, my nutrition suffered, like everything suffered. So was it good? Was it bad? Yes, it was both. I learned a lot. I learned about what I could handle as a bookkeeper, as a business owner. If I could make it through that month, pretty confident I can make it through just about anything. So let me give you some practical tips. How did I do it? I'm going to give you some broad, general tips for being a successful bookkeeper, and then I'm going to give you some really specific, actionable tips. I like both. Broad tips are cool, like generally speaking, yeah, cool, like that's a good idea. Specific tips are cool too because it's like, okay, I can actually do that. Like that's a very specific thing I can implement tomorrow in my business to help me. So number 1, set boundaries. And this applies to communicating with clients, the services that you provide. We can't control other people, but we can control ourselves. And so I can set boundaries. I can tell my clients, hey, if you want to call me, you have to use this link to schedule a meeting. Or I can set the expectation or the boundary that if you email me, I'll respond within 48 hours or within 24 hours. I can't respond within the hour every single day, on the weekends, all the time. Maybe I can't answer your phone call on the spot every single day. Whatever that looks like for you. Maybe I'm not going to respond to your text messages or your Facebook messages. Whatever that looks like for you and your boundaries for communication, that's important, especially as you grow. In the beginning, you might not think it's a big deal. You only have 5 clients, maybe 10 clients, communication, whatever. Hit me up anywhere, anytime. I'll answer within the hour. That's great for when you're getting started. But as you grow, it becomes unmanageable. It'll stress you out and it'll frustrate your client. So be clear and upfront with communication. I don't accept text messages. You can call me between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. during my office hours. I'll do my best to answer my phone. If you leave a voicemail, I'll do my best to respond within 48 hours. Just be clear. Set a boundary with your services. I have a very specific niche. I don't do payroll or taxes or CFO services. I did in the beginning. I thought I could do taxes. I thought I could help with payroll. I thought I could do everything. I wanted to make more money, so I figured I'd offer more services. That's not how it works. And it's tough because you might actually lose a client. You might not get that client who wants a one-stop shop for payroll and bookkeeping. But if you set these boundaries early and if you actually stick to them, it's going to free you up mentally and physically with your time and your energy and your focus. It's going to free you up because you're not wasting time trying to cater to 10 different things. If somebody is your current client and they need help planning their budget for 2025, you don't do it. You can't do it. You don't know how to do it. You could probably figure out how to do it. You could do it, but that's going to take too much time. And then if you have to do that for them, somebody else wants you to figure out how to file their sales tax in Alabama. I don't do it. I just do bookkeeping. And let me reassure you, there are business owners out there who just need bookkeeping. So focus on that. And when I say all this, like, this is just what I do. So you can do it, you can not do it. I'm just telling you what works for me. This is what has worked for me for the past 4 years. If you really want to do payroll, if you really want to do taxes, do it, but you don't have to. This is what's worked for me. I'm very specific. I just categorize transactions, and also like with other software, Appfolio, JobTread, Google Sheets, all of your fancy spreadsheets. That's great that you have them, but I only work in QuickBooks Online. I only categorize your transactions. I only reconcile your accounts, and I only generate your financial reports. That's what I do. That's my specialty. I'm really good at it. I'll do it all day for you. Super accurate, super on time. The thing is with this, you need to be clear up front. It's going to be a tough situation if you agree to do it and then 3 months later you try to get out of it. That's going to be really hard. So set the boundary up front. Clearly communicate up front. Be transparent. Be honest. Just say no. Just say no. I promise you it's going to be okay. You might lose 2 or 3 clients, but you're going to be able to get 15 more and you're going to be able to work so efficiently. I promise you. Set boundaries. Number 2, sacrifice and work hard. I know it's obvious, but I just want to reiterate it. I would not be here today had I not made sacrifices, had I not worked really hard. I feel like I need to bring this up because a lot of people romanticize entrepreneurship. They see the person with their laptop on the beach, chilling, on vacation, whatever, doing this, doing that. And that's possible at some point, but you got to make sacrifices first. You got to work really hard first. For me, family time, always priority. So I sacrifice other stuff. I might not hang out with the boys Friday night. I might not go to a football game on Saturday. You got to make sacrifices to prioritize things that are most important. For me, family time. So I will make sacrifices with friends and with personal stuff, like maybe from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., instead of watching TV, I'll try to go to bed early because I want to spend 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. with my family. So I'll try to go to bed early so that I can wake up early and get some work done so that I can stop working at 5 p.m. and spend time with the family. You got to kind of reverse plan your day so that you can make sacrifices at the end of the day so that you can plan your day accordingly. Wake up early, maybe take a shorter lunch, don't watch TV at night, don't hang out with your friends on the weekend. Now, of course, with all this being said, there's balance with everything. I'm not telling you to ditch all of your friends and throw away your personal cell phone and delete your Netflix account and throw away your TV. Not saying that, but you're going to have to make some sacrifices. You can't watch football for 12 hours on Sunday and spend time with your kids and work really hard and go to the gym and operate a business all at the same time. You're going to have to make sacrifices somewhere. So for me, I wake up early, 5 a.m. every day, which means I go to bed early every night. And then I focus. I minimize distractions during the day. I'm really bad at this. I'll be honest. Can't tell you how many times I go to Instagram. I spend 10 minutes just scrolling through videos on Instagram and think about what you could have gotten done in those 10 minutes. Worse, now you're distracted from what you were doing. So now you got to reorient your brain and you got to refocus on what you were doing and figure out what you were doing 10 minutes ago before you got distracted. So wake up early, minimize distractions throughout the day. if you're starting a business, do it because you want to be doing it. If you want to do this, if you love what you do, I promise you, you're going to work harder than you ever have before. So making sacrifices and minimizing distractions, it comes much easier whenever you start your own business. It came really naturally for me. Honestly, I was a really bad employee. I was a warehouse manager at Chewy and Amazon. I was a bad employee because I didn't love what I was doing. But I've worked harder these past 4 years than I ever have in my entire life because I love what I'm doing. As entrepreneurs, we get 100% commission. Every sale we make, you get 100% of that. And then, of course, if you have subcontractors or office supplies and software, advertising and marketing, you got to divvy it up, but you get 100% commission. So use that as fuel to motivate you to get more done, get more clients, do more bookkeeping, because there's so much money to be made. $72,000 per month to be exact. Number 3, stay organized. As a bookkeeper, all we do is complete tasks and respond to emails, talk to clients, categorize transactions, and reconcile accounts. That's literally all I do for 8 to 10 hours every single day. You have to stay organized. Come up with a system for getting your tasks done efficiently. For me, customer service is always number one priority. Right now, I'm making this video in the afternoon because I got all of my bookkeeping done in the morning. I get all of my clients' bookkeeping done, and I respond to emails, take phone calls, have meetings with clients. I get all of my tasks done. You have to stay organized. As a bookkeeper, that's kind of our job. We are almost like an outsourced office manager without doing all the extra stuff. But accounts payable, accounts receivable, bank statements, credit card statements, bank deposits, checks. We have a lot to stay organized. We have a lot to do. So you have to be good at managing your time and managing your tasks. And a lot of that happens through email. I've streamlined a lot of my communication. A lot of it happens through email. I will even go so far as to send myself emails as reminders. If I know there's something that needs to be done on the 15th every month, I'll schedule a recurring email to myself on the 15th of the month. Okay, number 4, last one, the last general tip to be successful, how I made so much money. Quickly communicate. Quickly communicate. This is key. Answer the phone. If a client calls you, if you're able to, try to answer the phone. The cool thing about being a bookkeeper is that we sit in our office all day. So it's not like we're a landscaper where we're out mowing grass and we actually can't take client phone calls. We can take phone calls all day because we're sitting in our office. Usually you can solve whatever the problem is in 10 minutes. And I really think it enables you to really easily deliver high quality customer service just by answering your phone. I'm sure you've experienced this. How many times did you have a question? You don't want to send an email. You just want to talk to a person, ask a couple questions, get some answers. Everybody can move on. Instead, you call, goes to voicemail. You leave a voicemail. They call back in 48 hours. You totally forgot what you were even thinking about, or you have to send them an email. Avoid all of that. It's honestly better for you and for the customer. Just answer the phone, solve their problems, and move on. Quickly communicate. However, with that being said, be quick to get off the phone because sometimes these clients, we are their financial therapist. Honestly, we are their financial therapist, and they will call you when they're just going through a tough time financially, and they'll complain about business is slow. They can't seem to keep their employees. Cost of labor, cost of materials is going up. Everything. I've heard it all. We are their financial therapist. So you have to be tactful with getting off the phone. Couple things I do is if it's close to a 30-minute mark, if I'm on the phone with someone and it's 3:55, I might say, hey, I got a meeting at 4. So sorry, got to wrap this up. Or if it's not, sometimes I'll say, hey, my wife's calling me. So sorry, I got to take this. couple ideas. Do it if you want. Don't do it if you don't. But you got to be tactful. You got to be smart about getting off the phone. The other thing that you can do, sometimes clients just want somebody to talk to. So you can do work at the same time that they're talking, especially if you know it's a talker and they're going to be talking for 5 minutes and all you have to do is say, oh, yep, yeah. And if that's all you have to do, if that's going to make them happy to listen to them talk for 5 minutes, you can do a couple, categorize some transactions in the bank feed, reconcile some accounts, refresh some bank feeds. You can get some work done while you're on the phone with them. No harm, no foul. Everybody's happy. Quickly communicate. Respond to emails. Here's a good example. You need to save your mental energy. So I had a guy reach out to me and he said, hey, I have this situation. I would love to talk to you. I need some help. Here's my phone number. Can you call me? Basically. And I read that message and I was like, gee whiz, I do not want to call this guy. I'm busy. I'm sure I could help him. Great opportunity. But man, I'm super busy today. And what a vague message. I got this. I need help with this. Can you call me? Here's my number. So I thought about it for 5 minutes. I put my phone down. I went back to work. And then I decided, wait a minute, let me just respond real quick with a follow-up question. Hey, I'd love to help you. Can you tell me some more about what you have going on? Simple follow-up question. That way I didn't have to talk to him on the phone for 10 minutes. I didn't have to think about my response. I didn't have to draft some long message. I didn't have to potentially agree to something I didn't want to agree to. So try to come up with ways that you can quickly respond to emails to close the loop. Or if you need more information, ask for more information. Ask follow-up questions. Or if it's a very simple task, get it done and just respond got it, thanks. Yep, just took care of it. Done. You got to save your mental energy. Ask follow-up questions, respond to emails, figure out, you got to learn how to communicate quickly. It's not a skill that everybody has. It's not an easy skill that you're going to learn overnight. But as a bookkeeper, you're going to get questions. You're going to get emails and phone calls. You have to figure out how to quickly close the loop so that you can move on. And just because all we're doing is tick, 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 we're just completing tasks all day, every day. So you have to figure out how to quickly and efficiently complete those tasks. Okay, that was general. Hopefully this isn't too boring. Hopefully this is good stuff. This next section of this video is going to be more specific, more actionable stuff, stuff that you can do. So if you guys like this style of video, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you want me to make more of these kind of long-winded, helpful videos, actionable tips and tricks. Okay, specific stuff. So this kind of relates to quickly communicating, but handle stuff on the spot. Emails, notes, QuickBooks entries. I have so much going on in my mind at any second during the day, and I'm sure you do too. So if I'm thinking of something that needs to get done, I have to write it down. I can't think oh yeah, I'll do that later, because I'm going to forget. 100% I'm going to forget. So I try to handle stuff on the spot. If I know that if I just got an email of, let's say, perfect example, one of my clients just went to Lowe's and they used cash to buy something. So they'll send me a text or they'll send me an email of the receipt. Instead of sitting on that unread text message or that unread email, just open up the email, go to their QuickBooks, do a quick journal entry, debit supplies, $100, Lowe's, credit owner's equity, cash, attach the receipt, bada bing, bada boom, done. 5 minutes. Save your mental energy. Handle stuff on the spot. QuickBooks entries can be done so quickly. Log into QuickBooks real quick, take care of it. If you can't take care of it on the spot, write a note to yourself. Write a note, send a text message to yourself, literally write it on your hand, sticky note, or you can, what I love doing, especially on the weekend, I'll schedule an email to myself. If I think of a great idea on Saturday at 5 p.m., I'll write an email, schedule it to send to myself at 9 a.m. on Monday. You got to be able to handle stuff quickly on the spot. Automate back-end customer stuff, especially billing, invoices, QuickBooks recurring transactions, client agreements. All of this stuff probably doesn't seem like a huge deal in the beginning. While your business is new, small, you only have a couple clients, not a big deal. I used to manually create my invoices every month. Like I would literally go to QuickBooks and press plus new and manually create a new invoice for all of my customers every single month. And then I would download those invoices and then I would email them to them. Like I had like 10 clients and I was doing this for them and it became overwhelming. It would be borderline impossible for me to do that right now with 80 clients. So I kind of just figured out how to do it. I figured out how to do it through trial and error. And hopefully by you watching these videos, you will avoid the mistakes that I made and you'll just fast track to doing everything right. Automate back-end customer stuff, like traditional bookkeeping stuff. Using QuickBooks, you can set up recurring transactions, recurring invoices. Using Right Inbox for your Google Suite email, you can set up recurring emails. On the first of every month, I have a recurring email going out to all my clients saying documents needed. Hey, please send me last month's bank statement, credit card statement, and loan statement. Those are all automated emails. I have recurring invoices that get sent to my clients using QuickBooks. I have ACH origination, so my clients don't have to pay their invoices. They just have to sign the client agreement. I get their bank information, and then I enter their bank information into my ACH origination through my online business banking, and then I pull their payment every month. I use PandaDoc to electronically send client agreements. So I have a client agreement template uploaded into PandaDoc, and all I have to do is change the date, the amount, I sign it, I send it off to my client. Automate back-end customer stuff. Number 3, specific example. This is good for getting clients. Create tutorials on YouTube. I know what you're thinking. Sounds silly. What if only 10 people see it? Those are 10 people who might hire you as a bookkeeper. And obviously I post a lot of stuff on YouTube, but my tutorials on YouTube don't get a ton of views. At least they didn't in the beginning, the first couple years. But even if you get 15, 20 people to look at your tutorials, name them like how to do your own bookkeeping for real estate investors. And then I guarantee you, if there's a real estate investor who just has a couple properties and he's trying to figure out how to do his bookkeeping, he's going to watch your video and he's so much more likely to hire you. And it's also a great opportunity for you to learn how to make videos, for you to learn how to teach somebody how to use QuickBooks. That's super applicable to your business and to you helping your clients, talking to your clients, working through QuickBooks problems with your clients. And by making these QuickBooks tutorials on YouTube, they're there forever. They're always going to be up there. Leave your contact information. Say, hey, if you need more help outside of this video, call me. Here's my email. Reach out. I'd be happy to help you with your bookkeeping. I landed one of my biggest trucking clients because they were trying to do it themselves. So they looked on YouTube, watched my tutorial, and then decided it was too hard. I'm just going to call him. So creating tutorials on YouTube is great because a lot of people go to YouTube for QuickBooks to try to figure out how to do it themselves. And then if they realize they can't do it themselves, they view you as an expert. You already helped them. So why not call this guy because he clearly knows what he's doing, and they're there forever. You make the video one time, 10-minute tutorial, put it up, it's there forever. Number 4, keep up with tasks and get ahead when you can, because you never know when you're going to get a big cleanup project. So today you might only have a couple hours of bookkeeping to do, but maybe you could get ahead. Maybe you could work on the thing that's coming up tomorrow, because you never know. I got 9 cleanup projects last month. I had no idea that was going to happen. If I was behind on my work, especially like on a monthly basis, like if I was behind by a month, I would have been swamped last month. There's no way I could have kept up. The cool thing about always being caught up is that if you do have a busy month or a slow month, or you get sick, or God forbid you get injured, or there's a family emergency, like I'm all caught up through October. So if something terrible did happen, I've got a 2-week buffer where I could handle my personal issues, and then I would be a month behind. And then that's okay. Spend November, get caught up. But if you're already a month behind and then an emergency happens, then you're 2 months behind. So just always stay caught up. Try to get ahead when you can, because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Whether it's a good thing, a big cleanup project, or a not so good thing, a family emergency, personal health, you never know what's going to happen. Okay, last thing. This is probably contradictory to other entrepreneur advice, but this is what I've done. Do it all yourself and then outsource it after you learn how to do it. Currently, I'm doing everything on my own. It might not be the best, but I'm doing everything on my own. I have no expenses. I firmly believe nobody's going to care as much about your business as you care. I started a trucking company 2 years ago, and that was one of my biggest mistakes. I tried to outsource everything, kind of the opposite of what I'm doing, like the other extreme side. I tried to outsource everything. Driving the truck, repairing the truck, dispatching the truck. It did not work because I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't know what they were doing. And my driver didn't care. My dispatcher cared a little bit, but not as much as I would have. The maintenance guy, the repair shop, they certainly didn't care. I should have done at least one, maybe two things in that business. So the opposite extreme, do it all yourself. Do your social media, do your SEO, do your pay-per-click ads, send all your emails, handle your phone calls, do all your scheduling, do all the bookkeeping, do all the reconciliations, at least in the beginning. Learn how to do it all yourself. And then if you really want, you can outsource it to somebody else. But at least now you know how to do it. Now you know what right looks like. So now you can so much better manage the people who you hire because you actually know what to do. If you had never done social media before and you hire somebody to do your social media, you don't know if they're doing a good job. They might have problems and they might come to you and you have no idea how to solve them because you've never done it. But instead, if you've done social media marketing yourself and they come to you with problems, you can say, yep, I know how to fix that. Yep, don't worry about that. Do this instead. Like you'll actually know how to manage the people who you hire. So that's it, guys. Kind of a long video. Hope it was helpful. Last month was crazy. Stay tuned to see how I do next month.